So, in today's video guys, we are doing a full service on the Leon. What we're going to do is we're going to do a full oil change, oil filter, fuel filter, and I've already, if you come have a look, I've already cleaned the air filter. So yeah, it's just a case of changing the oil filter and the fuel filter and all the oil in the car. And I'm basically going to do a sort of mini tutorial on how to do it, just so if anyone wants to do it at home, you can.
Real talk, just rap pack, besides that, nobody I trust.
Back again like I never left. Young Sinai said us to the death. We turned up till we go.
There you go.
Oh, did I put the wheels on?
What?
I don't know, it's just scary.
$3 out.
I know, but look at it! That's absolutely ridiculous.
They go higher than that. They'll put it up here somewhere.
Jesus. First things first, what? What do we need to do?
Get the tools to where we're actually working.
Yep. Dad, I'll let you do that. Get the tool. So you need your toolkit roughly where you actually are going to work on the car, not halfway down it.
Right, what am I doing it? Are you doing it?
No, well, we can do it, Dad. That's what I was thinking.
That's what I said, so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the first thing we need to do?
Well, first thing I do is I release everything, dipstick out,
Yeah.
oil filler cap off, and then brake 32mm
32mm, and that's for the oil filter.
oil filter.
There you go.
So it releases all the pressure.
The oil will be quite black, but that's because I've put 2 lots of engine restorer in it, or 1 lot of engine restorer in it, but 400ml. So it's going to look darker than it would normally because it's had the additives and stuff like that that's in that.
Clean the carbon out.
Yeah, it's cleaned all the carbon out the engine. Oh, I've got a new little O-ring.
Yeah. Ready?
I think so. Lovely. Before I forget, I'll forget this.
Replace the O-ring on the cap.
With oil from the other one. Or from oil.
Take the old oil O-ring off.
Oh yeah.
So then when you put it back on, you know you've already put the new one on. Right then. So that's all out, that's waiting.
So I lower that as that?
Not yet, no.
No.
Just leave it resting.
Yep.
So now, the belly pan's got to come off.
That's a bunch of torque screws, isn't it?
Yep. So, I think the T6s. Oh, you've not got a belly pan on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it was, why did I take that off? I took it off for a reason. I took that off because it had a coolant leak and we're trying to see where it came from,
right.
And I haven't put it back on yet. So
you're
you're welcome.
Right, so I need the 19mm spanner and the blue bucket to catch your oil.
19mm spanner, an L blue bucket, which is Spanish for blue bucket. So that sump plug right there is a 19, you said, right?
19mm.
You got the bucket.
Once you get it, you feel it wobbling. So you know you're at the end of the thread.
Swish. And these hold 5 litres, don't they?
4.5.
4.5, that's close. Did you just say to my oil?
Yeah.
What's wrong with my oil?
Tell you what, get a good shot from it. It's falling out.
Oh, go for it. I've got a good shot from
Be
under
quick
here.
because it come out.
Yep.
Go, go, go.
Is it still recording?
Yeah. I have not paused it yet.
Pass some kitchen roll. Keep.
Always check and clean the threads on the sump plug, because
Make sure there's no damage, no swarf, no. It's not been cross-threaded, so everything's okay. I
Just
know
everything
we
he
do
said.
them, but
yeah, make sure it's not damaged or cross-threaded. Do you need a new sump plug if that was the case?
yeah, well, possibly at some if it's damaged. If
Ooh.
it's damaged,
So you want to make sure you do that properly then. That could be quite an expensive thing if you did that wrong.
the oil filler cap, the dipstick, and the oil filter cap.
Yeah.
Is it lets all the oil run out. If you don't, when you do this,
Could
when
hold
you
some of it.
well, yeah, when you undo the oil filler, you suddenly hear bloop and it come out because it's held under pressure.
Yeah. So this means everything's come out because
Yeah,
there's no
this
pressure,
is-
nothing's.
How you get all of the oil out.
Cool.
To get, well, there is some left in the oil cooler, which is also here. Probably another half a litre
Yeah.
of oil. You can do that as well.
Yeah.
We're not today, but that is another way of getting more oil out.
So basically, because I've already done the air filter, this is when we'd normally do the air filter, but because that's done, we're going to do the fuel filter where the last bits of the oil drain out the sump.
I feel like this is a little lesson for me as well.
Yeah, a little how-to guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a how-to, like, you know, you're at home, so rather than spending £200 on a service at the garage, just whack it up in the air, boom, easy. 1 hour? 30 minutes?
What's that?
Full service.
Also, with your car and
Yeah.
any car running this, any car with a catch can, this is a time to check that the catch can is empty and hasn't got, full of oil. Needs to be done.
Yeah, needs to be emptied and
Yeah.
put in. So they're just torque screws, aren't they? Little tiny torques.
T20s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot. In my head, we were going to take
Paper. It's a paper element.
Yeah, paper. Where Jade in the Audi is a
It's
proper
a metal,
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
So is the Polo.
Ah. That's interesting. I forgot, to be honest.
And mine is like a torpedo.
So they're not all the same as.
No, all the
this one?
Volkswagen Audi group have. I think it's pretty much three different
types of fuel filter.
Actually, have a little gap here, specifically.
To pry it open.
So that's the colour it should be.
Yeah, but you've put two-stroke in it, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's why. So
That's more carbon.
we put the two-stroke catches the particles of the rubbish going through the system, and obviously the oil goes into the filter, which then catches more of the particles. Hence, this is black and that is white.
So that's a fuel filter change. Just put this in the bag with the other one now. There we go. Clean up the mess we've made.
You top up when you take it out. You obviously then top up the diesel that you've lost, a bit of diesel. So
Yeah.
you just top it
So
back
it
up,
starts
so
alright.
you don't get an air leak. Yeah, trapped air, and yeah, it's quite a bit in it.
Ooh. So the catch can, which picks up the oily air that would normally go through the turbo, has been collecting in the catch can because it's shit you don't want going through your turbo. So, and it's actually got something in it. So because it's like air oily particles, isn't it? It's not
It's
like
the hot oily
Vapor gases.
air coming
Yeah.
from the rocket cover in, condensing in here. Then the hot air goes out and the oil gets caught.
yeah, and it's actually done its job basically. So we have got oil in our catch can that we now need to empty.
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
there's,
look at that.
there's a sight glass there. You see it? If I lean it, it comes up
There it goes.
and goes down. So it's only got a little bit in there, but
Yeah.
it's enough. It's
It's
got
like
to
a
come
quarter or
Yeah.
less than a quarter, but
out. I think it's a 15. Could pass 15
I can indeed. What, socket or spanner?
spanner.
And then what do you want me
It's
to
what
pour
to
it
catch it
into?
into. Is it a 7? Oh no, it's a 17. Sorry.
What an amateur is even a mechanic. Now I'm going to do is... Oh my god, I almost cut my thumb. I thought that was going to be really hard. Look, it just went through it like butter. That's crazy. So, I didn't realise how weak milk cartons were. I almost cut my thumb off.
No, right down low.
Oh.
Because it's got to go in this gap. So just halfway down.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to be that much oil.
Look how weak it is. I thought this was going to be really strong. So, I haven't emptied that catch can in the, 2 years I've had it? So it just shows that over all that time, this small build-up has happened. But yeah, it shows how well they work, but at the same time, how much you don't actually need to empty them frequently.
Unless you've got a major problem.
Unless you have a major problem. Right, we have our catcher. Oh, look at that. That's proper rank.
Feed that back into where it was.
So that's it. So the catch can's been cleaned, it's been emptied.
Back in.
Now it's back where it is. We've done the fuel filter, we've drained all the oil while doing all this.
Some plugs back in.
Some plugs back in, so we just need to put the oil filter in and then the fresh oil. So next the new oil filter needs to go in. Is that a case of just plonking it in?
Yeah, that goes in the
That
centre.
way,
Yeah,
isn't it?
have to plunge it down.
There we go, I did it everyone.
Almost a mechanic.
Yeah, what do you mean almost?
So now,
Do we need to put that on?
cap goes back on. That's already got its new rubber O-ring on it.
Living the dream.
But before you do,
Yeah.
there's more oil with it. There you go.
Get rid of that little bit of oil, no one wants that in their life. Can I just turn
Just
it over?
roll it down and in. That's it. Straight in. Then faff in. Just drop in.
There we go.
And it will go stiff because it actually clips onto the oil filter.
Oh yeah, that little bit of plastic at the top.
Yep. Right, so now
Fresh oil.
fresh oil.
And what oil do you have, Jake?
Which we have gone for Castrol Edge 5W30. I think LL stands for long life. Is it long life?
Possibly. It's C3, isn't it?
Doesn't say, it says LL.
It should be C3, I think.
Yeah, C3.
Volkswagen
C3 Castrol Edge. And yes, this is 4 litres, but we have another litre in the garage, so before someone goes, ah, you've only put 4 litres in your car, don't worry. Got an extra litre.
There's a filter in
Don't cut this in. Ah, there we go, that was easy.
And here's one we made
Oh,
earlier.
perfect. Yeah, LL, long life. Alright. So the key, if no one's ever poured oil, you want to do it sideways.
Not too quickly so it doesn't bubble.
Not too quickly so it doesn't bubble.
And I recommend high-powered engines. You change the oil no more than 6,000 miles, maybe less.
This mesh is making bubbles, that's not me.
That's fine, that doesn't matter. The mesh is stopping any large particles dropping in and whatever.
Yeah.
You put the dipstick back in, the oil filler's back on.
Yeah.
You then start the engine to build up the pressure, oil pressure, let the oil go around the engine, and
Well,
then
start it or just ignition?
start it, let it run for a minute or so, just to get the oil pumped around, build the pressure up in the oil filter.
Yeah.
Then turn it off, put it back on the floor, put everything back together and make sure everything's right.
And then top
put it
up.
on level ground and check it and top it up.
Cool. Right, let's do this. I'm going to have to take off one glove to open the old door.
If you rock it, when it comes back down, if there's a solid black layer like that, that's a lot of carbon. If there's not a lot of carbon, as it goes down, it will go opaque or clear. So the fact it's left a lot of black on there, there's a lot of carbon in there. Yeah. But the carbon is there because it's had engine cleaner and engine restorer put in, which cleans the carbon. Yeah. But it's a very high, they always say, when you do it, expect a really dirty oil neck service.
So that's not because it's not been maintained, it's ironically because it has been maintained, and that's all the carbon from inside the engine that you don't want inside the engine. Yeah. We've used engine restorer and engine cleaner to get it all out, which is why in this oil you can see the flat line of carbon that it's left. So we just did the dipstick, and it will take basically half a litre, the last 500ml that it needs to be full, and then the whole car has had its full service at 191,000 miles.